Finally, we got a close game in the NBA Finals. We got a close game in the NBA Finals. Very, very intense game. The Celtics, you can't say that they shot poorly overall in the game from three. This is a team that, they've lived and died by the three over the course of the playoffs, but they definitely went flat at the end of the game. It was really evident. They missed, like, I think, four key shot opportunities from three with less than 3 minutes on the clock. Al Horford, a couple of people. Marcus Smart hit a clutch shot. Jason Tatum had a really inefficient game. I'll call it what it is. I'm definitely a fan of Jason Tatum and what he's evolved into up until this point. But, Jason Tatum definitely, they stifled him. They made it very difficult. I believe that he made it too evident that made it too obvious that he was trying to get to the free throw line and hunt mismatches. It was too obvious. The Warriors basically figured it out that he was headhunting towards the rim. He was, so I think he needs to maybe take some mid-range jump shots, diversify his offense a bit because it definitely got predictable. And then shout out to Steve Kerr as well. We'll get into some Steve Kerr stuff in just a second. Yeah, Steph Curry finished with 43 points and 10 rebounds in the Warriors Game 4 win over the Celtics. At age 34, he's the second oldest player in finals history to record a 40 and 10 game behind only LeBron. So, Steph took over the game. The confidence was there. The crowd didn't bother them. This is a team that's been there before. This is a team that's been there before. Experience, hasn't been detrimental to the Celtics up until this point. But the Celtics, they definitely got away from what worked for them in the first half. Third quarter Warriors, this trend is legendary. It happened again. This is the Warriors' third quarter, but it carried over into the fourth quarter. That was really the story of the game, And then there was a stretch where Draymond Green was benched. That was really interesting to me too, because Draymond was actually playing decent defense in the game, but he wasn't providing anything on the offensive side of things. So Steve Kerr took a big risk. Two big risks tonight for Steve Kerr. Not starting Kevon Looney when everyone was criticizing him for not playing him enough, but he ended up playing Kevon Looney down the stretch and more minutes in Game 4 compared to Game 3. So, yeah, Kevon Looney definitely had an impact on this game, and it was evident. Yeah, Max said he was trash on defense. Just in the chat, we're just on Twitch right now. Max said he was trash on defense. Oh, that's not what I saw, but I can definitely go back and look at it again, play for play between now and the next game. But it was interesting that he took Draymond out and the team, they played better. Jordan Poole, and especially Andrew Wiggins. Like, Andrew Wiggins was the second best player in this game, really, when it comes to impact. As this guy said, Golden State made 15 threes. The Celtics, they made 15 threes, and they shot a higher percentage than the Warriors, but it was from the easier shots where the Celtics went flat, and offensive rebounding and second chance points. Basically, a reversal of the things that went well for the Celtics in Game 3. They attacked the basket. They were very, very efficient. They got to the free throw line very often. So they're still shooting well from three, but the story of the game, Steph Curry just took over, as you can see, was crazy. What you think of the game, everyone? Gonna share a couple more tweets, some more information from the game. Yeah, Jason Tatum had 23, 11, and 6, but it was pretty deceiving. He shot pretty poorly. I think it was like 8 for 23 from the field, maybe 8 for 24, and it really felt like it. He was, turnovers were there, sloppy ball handling. The only thing that really went well for the Celtics is that they shot well from three, and it gave them a decent advantage. But the other aspects of their game was not really going very well for them. And then Steph Curry exploded. So you add that on top of it, that definitely, it was a shocking result for some, but this was not a shocking game to me. Shout out to everyone watching right now. I really appreciate it. If you guys can, follow my Twitch. Click the link and follow my Twitch. Watch some of the Frenzy Sports live streams that I'm going to do for maybe the next game as well. And if you miss out on the video, I'll post this video somehow. So yeah, Derek White, amazing pickup for the Boston Celtics. We've seen him just gain confidence as the season has progressed, and now he's become a focal point for them. Even though he's not a starter, he comes in and has a big impact on the game. But it just wasn't there for them at the end of the game. All of these guys missed key shots at the end of the game. The Celtics fans were really, really, really mad tonight. It's really interesting too. The odds flipped, everyone. I just saw the odds for the series. The Warriors are now minus 150 to win the series. So you see how one game can change the perception. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The Celtics were really hyped up today. The media, everything. The Celtics. Oh yeah, that's the wrong banner. I'll change it though. It's actually a typo. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, I'll actually just take that off. But either way, so yeah, the Celtics fans were mad. You can see what's going on. Pretty much, they took the air out the stadium. The Warriors, Golden State, Steph Curry took the air out the stadium. If they lost that game, social media, the mass media, they were going to go crazy against Steve Kerr. I could see it. It was building up. It was really building up. He was making some decisions in the game that confused a lot of people just from a basketball sense in terms of what people expected them to do in this game. And it worked. Sometimes these coaches, they're gambling in the games, making on-the-fly decisions and making major adjustments. I think some of the adjustments that Steve Kerr made tonight caught the Boston Celtics off guard just a bit. I mean, there was a stretch where he played Bielitsa. It looked like it was going to backfire at first. Then all of a sudden, he's helping generate turnovers. So, yeah, it was that kind of game for the Warriors where things just went right after halftime, and they ended up winning by margin. I didn't feel comfortable betting against the Celtics, but I fired off on them against them. Warriors live plus 150. Yeah, Ime Udoka said he thinks Jason Tatum. Yeah, he said the same. Yeah, I heard him say that. That was partially where I got that from. Ime Udoka said, Jason Tatum. It got predictable for Jason Tatum trying to get to the rim, and they know that he's not going to stop until he gets to the rim. Like it was crazy at some points. It was almost stubborn from Jason Tatum today. Stubborn. Yeah, benching Draymond was gold, and then they brought him in just to close out the game while things were looking a bit secure. They just brought in some fresh legs basically at the end of the game. And yeah, Draymond has to hold that. He has to hold that as a professional. At the end of the day, it won. What Steve Kerr did, it translated to a win. So what's going on, Max, Nika, D Young? I appreciate everyone. If you guys can follow the Twitch account if you can. Derek White was the trade of the season. Yeah, I mean, if the Celtics win the series as well, you could say that it was one of the major transactions of the season. It was definitely one of the most underrated transaction of the season. Derek White. This is a player, I believe, he averaged 18 points a game right before he was traded, right, with the San Antonio Spurs. So I'll just get through some of these notes. I'll talk about Game 5 briefly, and I'll get out of here. I have to think about this game some more for Game 5. Huge Game 5 coming up. We have the Golden State Warriors minus 3.5 and a total of 212.5 opened up. So that's what it opened up at. The Warriors, they can't take their foot off the gas pedal. They definitely have found a recipe with their lineups, going deeper into their lineups. We'll see what happens in Game 5. Yeah, Steph Curry is only the fifth guard to have 40 points and 10 rebounds in a finals game, joining Dwayne Wade, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Jerry West. So yeah, that was definitely a legendary performance from Steph Curry. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, we all saw it. 17 points, 16 rebounds. Felt like he had 30 rebounds. If the message to the Warriors was to match the physicality of the Boston Celtics, then Andrew Wiggins, he listened to that advice. He ran with it. He took over the game in terms of his physicality. He did a lot of the things that the team expected Draymond to do, just to be honest. So Andrew Wiggins, in terms of 16 rebounds, this is a guy that I can say is a really humble NBA player. You look at his situation, previous number one pick, surrounded by players with more prestige, more accolades, more accomplishments than him. You know, he knows his order in the pecking order. He's there to bring energy, but he's become a player that is reliable, you know, on both ends of the ball. Andrew Wiggins was definitely one of the main reasons why the Golden State Warriors won today. We'll see if that carries over into Game 5. You know, the 16 rebounds, you could say that it was an anomaly. You can say the 16 rebounds was an anomaly. We'll see. He's definitely not scared, though. My gut about the series outcome, I think the Celtics have a shot to take it because, you know, the odds right now, I really do believe the series is closer to 50%, you know, closer to, but obviously they're underdog status because 2 of the last 3 potential games will be on the road for the Celtics, but they have a blueprint. This is a team that, and once again, this trend is going to be put to the test next game, everyone. The Boston Celtics, they do not lose 2 games in a row. So there's definitely a clash of trends here. But the Warriors had their own serious betting trend going on as well today. You know, after tonight's game, they are now 6-0 after a loss in the playoffs. So they're 6-0 straight up after a loss during these playoffs. Patrick Beverley, that's coaching adjustments. Steve Kerr, brilliant. You know, they're going to say you're brilliant when you win, when you take risks and you win. That's what happens when you take risks and you win. They're gonna say you're brilliant. You know, so it could have easily backfired, but Steve Kerr, he snapped today. He snapped in the fourth quarter. Yeah, some more records being broken by the trio of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Most finals wins by a trio in the last 50 seasons. They've now matched Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili. It's pretty serious. Yeah, Steve Kerr said that as well. You know, he didn't play Kevon Looney as much in Game 3. I had Looney over 5.5 points today. It's crazy. I figured he had to play a bigger role in today's game. He barely went over. I believe, you know, he finished with exactly 6 points, but the fact that Steve Kerr let him play deep into the game is, you know, just shows the vote of confidence in Kevon Looney. He brought the physicality to the game. So Draymond's gonna have to step it up next game. I know we're saying it, but you know, there's a lot of pressure on that guy. Who thinks they're gonna move on from Draymond? Everyone, what's going on? Yeah, Steph Curry's also from behind the arc. It's crazy. In every game, 4 consecutive finals games with 5 or more 3-pointers. It's completely locked in. The Celtics are going to have to revert to the game plan of game 3, trying to throw the kitchen sink at him, which is going to inadvertently open up Steph's teammates like it did in Game 3. Remember, Klay Thompson snapped in Game 3, everyone. So this is a situation now where the Celtics are going to have to go back to an aggressive approach, but they're gonna take the risk of Klay Thompson or Jordan Poole exploding again in Game 5. There's a risk and reward with everything. It had to be done. You never thought you'd see Draymond get benched. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we've seen that scenario many times. Remember the Mavericks against the Suns, the flip-flop there, right? The Suns came back home and everyone thought they were going to win automatically. So yeah, I'll get out of here soon, everyone. A couple last things on the box score. You know, Al Horford did not have an impactful game today, everyone. So just a couple of players on my radar to potentially, as we shift towards Game 5. Let me pull up the box score. Yeah, people are giving Steve Kerr a lot of credit right now. Doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen very often. He's getting his respect, I guess, today. Shout out to Jordan Poole. Shout out to everyone following me on Twitter at Myguyknowsaguy. Jordan Poole ticket today. Had a pretty good feel for that one today. Was in the lab earlier. Jordan Poole over 11.5 points. Yeah, crazy. And only 12 minutes from Grant Williams. I think they needed more physicality to match what Andrew Wiggins was doing. Grant Williams is a player that's going to have to play more. You know, Al Horford didn't even crack 30 minutes tonight. So those are players that are going to have to play more. They're going to need more. The Celtics, they're going to need a more efficient performance from Jason Tatum as well, and Marcus Smart. Very sloppy ball handling from them today. These are the updated odds for the NBA Finals MVP award. Steph Curry is now minus 145 as they tied the series. It's crazy how things shift. Jaylen Brown before tonight's game, before Game 4, was plus 300 because of his previous performances. Now he's down to plus 500. Jason Tatum's back to what he was before the series, plus 175. So it's a very interesting market right there. Who do you think is going to win Finals MVP? I still think there's value on Brown, Jaylen Brown. There's a discrepancy between his price and Jason Tatum's price, but we'll see how it goes. Appreciate that, Nico. Yeah, so I'm going to get out of here. I'm working on MLB picks for tomorrow, and then I'm going to begin researching Game 5 of the NBA Finals. I'll put some stuff out there as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Frenzy Sports. I'll post some stuff there as well, and I'll somehow get this video off. Just wanted to come on and talk some basketball, talk about what happened tonight, share some of my thoughts. Appreciate everyone watching the live stream. Much respect to everyone, and I hope let's keep winning. Let's keep it rolling. The playoffs have been great so far. I had a great time betting the playoffs 2 years in a row. So, yeah, like publicly, you know. So it's really fun. So let's keep it going. Check out the Twitch channel, and everyone have a good night wherever you are. I'll see you next time.